I want to talk about a sit-down from the sports world that is doing just that. That has not gotten nearly as much attention as Kaepernick's sit-down. And that's the subject of Continental presenting For What You Do, the weekly segment here on The Rich Eisen Show. It involves a wide receiver. If you have not heard about this, if you have, then you know you were moved about it as well. Florida State wide receiver Travis Rudolph. He's with a bunch of players from the Seminoles at Montford Middle School in Tallahassee, Florida. And he goes to this middle school prior to the big game, as Florida State has against Ole Miss this week. And he shows up there, and there's a young kid named Bo Paskey who's sitting by himself at lunch. And he has autism. And the reason why we know about Travis Rudolph sitting and having pizza with this kid sitting by himself, he's sitting at this long table by himself on one side. The nearest kid is all the way next to the other table in the middle of it. He's so alone by himself, Travis Rudolph decided to sit down. The reason why we know this is because his mom, Leah, put out the photograph that she received of somebody who texted it to her on Facebook with a very moving note about how, again, her son has autism and is a sweet boy in the world who gives everyone hugs. And she's so concerned about him when she sends him off to school every day. 2 of my 3 kids went back to school today. Law, when you send your kid to school every day, you're going to have the same feeling. Every parent who puts his child or her child in school is wondering, what is my kid going to do in school later today? And it's so difficult when the kid comes home from school and you ask that child, what did you do in school today? They never give you an answer, ever. You're desperate to find out what was going on there. What is going on there? And she's so nervous that he's not going to be happy, that he's going to be alone. And she knows that he eats by himself every day, and he says, it's okay, Mom, I'm fine with it. And then Travis Rudolph sits down with him, and it goes viral because she thanks him, and she's moved to tears for him doing just a simple gesture of sitting down with a kid who's sitting by himself, and they had lunch together. Rudolph had this to say when Florida State interviewed him because it went so viral.
We went to the middle school today, and Derek Hosey told us to just go around and just introduce yourself to all the kids. And then towards the end, I saw him last, and he was sitting by himself. I had got some pizza, and I asked him, can I sit down with him? And he said, sure, why not? And we went from there, started a great conversation. And I feel like one person can make a difference, and maybe I'm that difference. So I feel like, why not go help out? I just do it, you know, not looking for anything, not looking for any credit from the media or anything, but just do it. And then just to see this happening is just a blessing for him and me as well. So, I mean, I hope he stays focused, stay locked in, and just being the person he is, because I feel like he's a great person, and I love to hang out with him anytime.
Simple sit down, 2 slices of pizza. That's it. And now, Bo Paskey is the most popular kid at the school. The update from Montford Middle School in Tallahassee, Florida. His mom saying, quote, actually yesterday in the cafeteria, he was sitting at a table full of girls. He was the most popular kid in the room. He had a seat at the table full of people. And Paskey himself, I'm getting choked up. I mean, this is just incredible. Paskey himself said, quote, Bo, it was kind of like me sitting on a rainbow. Come on. So Travis Rudolph goes there, sees a lonely kid. He sits down, social media takes it over, and now he's the most popular kid at the school, and he's sitting on a rainbow. It's so simple, some of the things that we can do in this daily life when we have a shot at it, spinning around the globe. And Kaepernick's thinking the same thing. This is one shot to do and say something, but the question is what do you do with the opportunity? How can you affect change? And in this one sit down, I'm telling my kids, when you see somebody that's sitting by himself or herself, go over. Be friendly. Make a friend. Change a day. Do what you need to do to affect somebody's life in the positive. Travis Rudolph, God bless you. You have a new fan. I cannot wait to watch Florida State games and watch this kid ball out. I will never forget this.
Yeah, Rich, we brought this up yesterday in a TV-only block. We mentioned it. We got an email from a listener, David, who said, watching the show at lunch, I also have a son who suffers from autism, who just started the 6th grade. But great story. This changes his entire impression of the FSU football team. Because, the impression that Florida State, a lot of people have with Florida State is
negative.
One thing, and this kid is a reason why a lot of people now will root for them.
It's so special. And it's another sit down in sports that people aren't talking about enough, and it has already affected change in that kid's community, in that kid's world. Sitting on a rainbow, think about that. And that is today's Continental Presents For What You Do, brought to you by Continental Tire. You'll see Continental Tire at sporting venues across the United States, and they're a proud supporter of I'm So Racing, Major League Soccer, and college basketball. Continental's premium products are available at leading independent tire dealers, car dealers, and mass retail companies across North America. For more information, visit ContinentalTire.com. Continental Tire, for what you do.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.